Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskritam.
Naranchaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaivam Narottamam.
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jai Mudire.
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Ashtapradashu Bhadresu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya.
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke.
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naiciti
Bhakti Naite.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandana
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopala
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Om Dasa. Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, text number 38. 2.1.38. The chapter name is The First Step in God Realization. Okay, this is the continuation of Sukadeva Goswami and Parishit Maharaj discussion. Sukadeva Goswami is giving the explanation about the virāṭ rupa of the Supreme Lord. Okay, please chant the sloka behind me. iyān asau īśvara-vigrahasya
iyān asau īśvara-vigrahasya
yaha sanniveśaḥ kathito mayā te
sanniveśaḥ kathito mayā te
sandhāryate asmin vapuṣi sthaviṣṭhe
sandhāryate asmin vapuṣi sthaviṣṭhe
manaḥ sva-buddhyā yato kiñcit
manaḥ sva-buddhyā yato asti kiñcit.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. iyān all these asau that īśvara Supreme Lord vigrahasya of the form yaha whatsoever sanniveśaḥ as they are located kathitaḥ explained mayā by me te unto you sandhāryate one may concentrate asmin in this vapuṣi form of virāṭ sthaviṣṭhe in the grass manaḥ mind sva-buddhyā by one's intelligence not yataḥ beyond him asti there is kiñcit anything else. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnavadi Asti Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. I have thus explained to you the gross material gigantic conception of the personality of Godhead. One who seriously desires liberation concentrates his
concentrates his
mind on this form
mind on this form
of the Lord,
of the
of the
Lord,
Lord,
because
because
there is nothing more than
there is nothing more than
this in the world, material world.
this in the material worlds.
this in the material world.
Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.10, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has verily explained that the material nature is only an order-carrying agent of his. She is one of the different potencies of the Lord, and she acts under his actions only. As a supreme transcendental Lord, he simply casts a glance over the material principle, and thus the agitation of matter begins, and the resultant actions are manifested one after another by 6 kinds of gradual differentiations. All material creation is moving in that way, and thus it appears and disappears in due course. Less intelligent persons with a poor fund of knowledge cannot accommodate the thought of this inconceivable potency of the Lord Sri Krishna, by which he appears just like a human being. Bhagavad Gita 9.11. His appearance in the material world as one of us is also his causeless mercy upon the fallen souls. He is transcendental to all material conceptions, but by his unbounded mercy upon his pure devotees, he comes down and manifests himself as the personality of Godhead. Materialistic philosophers and scientists are too much engrossed with atomic energy and the gigantic situation of the universal form, and they offer respect more seriously to the eternal phenomenal feature of material manifestation than to the nominal principle of spiritual existence. The transcendental form of the Lord is beyond the jurisdiction of such materialistic activities, and it is very difficult to conceive that a Lord can be simultaneously localized and all pervasive. Because the materialistic philosophers and scientists think of everything in terms of their own experience. Because they are unable to accept the personal feature of Supreme Lord, the Lord is kind enough to demonstrate the virāṭ feature of his transcendental form, and herein Srila Sukadeva Goswami has vividly described this form of the Lord. He concluded that there is nothing beyond this gigantic feature of the Lord. None of the materialistic thoughtful man can go beyond this conception of the gigantic form. The mind of the materialistic men are flickering and constantly changing from one aspect to another. Therefore, one is advised to think of the Lord by thinking of any part of his gigantic body, and by one's intelligence only, one can think of him in any manifestation of the material world. The forest, the hill, the ocean, the man, the animal, the demigod, the bird, the beast, or anything else. Each and every item of the material manifestations enters a part of the body of the gigantic form. And thus, the flickering mind can be fixed in the Lord only by nothing else. This process of concentrating on the different bodily part of the Lord will gradually diminish the demonic challenge of godlessness and bring about gradual development of devotional service to the Lord. Everything being part and parcel of complete whole, and a neophyte student will gradually realize the hymns, the īśvara-vigrahasya, which states that the Supreme Lord is everywhere, and thus he will learn the art of non-committing any offenses to the body of the Lord. This sense of God-mindedness will diminish one's pride in challenging the existence of the God. Thus, one can learn to show respect to everything, for all things are parts and parcel of the Supreme Body. Om Dasa. Om ञानतिमिरन्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकये चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रतिष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाशाशदेशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Om Dasa. Hare Krishna. So today, Sukadeva Goswami is concluding the virāṭ Rupa explanation to Parikshit Maharaj. So today he was explaining that so the virāṭ Rupa, the gigantic material manifestation of the Supreme Lord. So if anybody wanted seriously the liberation, concentrated his mind in this form of the Lord. That's what Sukadeva Goswami is giving. And also he is saying that there is nothing more than that in this material world to understand. So to understand the virāṭ rupa of the Lord is the topmost understanding of this material world. That's what Sukadeva Goswami is saying. But the scientists, the philosophers, they won't understand this kind of, they won't be come into this kind of conclusion because they are more engrossed with the only the material things, not with the virāṭ rupa of the Lord. Because they are, the universe is big, there is a many planets are there, this and that. All those things they will see, but behind this, all those things, there is a creator is there. He is a complete of everything. That they won't get the understanding of the creator. So if you want to understanding of the creator, then you need to focus your mind on the virāṭ rupa of the. That's what Sukadeva Goswami is advising. And also in this material world, by this causeless mercy of the Lord, he is coming into this material world as human. But when he enter in this as a human form, that time also people deride him. Now, still not till now, even the Lord appeared 5,000 years back. So why he appeared in this material world? For the welfare of the devotees, for the welfare of the human race, he appeared and he gracefully gave the Bhagavad Gita knowledge to us. But people reject all those things. They will deride the Lord's. Okay, he is like, he may be some strong man, but he is not a god. And somebody will say he came and he married so many wives he enjoyed. Then somebody say he came and his entire life from birth, he took birth in the jail and his entire life was went with a vein. Like that he was saying. People used to say about the Lord himself. But Lord clearly saying that in Bhagavad Gita, I am nothing to do with this material world. Like that he was saying. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.10 verse, if you see, mayā dakshena prakritihi sūyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viprivartate. So what is saying? This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kundi, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So, from this verse, we can understand that this material world, it is going in under the direction of the Lord. He may be directly, he is not directly controlling this, but is representative, the Maya Shakti, the Durga Devi, she is controlling this material world. But that is under the direction of the Lord. And the nature also, it is nature. Actually, Prabhupada used to say that only a woman cannot deliver a child. There is a father should be there. The father need to be give the seed. Then only the woman can get pregnant and deliver a child. So this is the way. The nature is the female and Lord, Supreme Lord is the male, who is a Purusha. And Lord is giving the seed. He is the seed giving father. He is already we saw in the Bhagavad Gita slokas. Here, the Bhagavad Gita sloka also, Krishna is explaining, I am the seed giving for all the living entities. So he is giving from him, all the living entities are coming. So he is the seed giving father. And the nature is the mother, she is impregnated. And also he is giving the seed by just a glance. Is glance over this material nature, then all this plants, birds, animals, and human being, everything it is coming in the existence. And when the dissolve, the resolution, when the pralaya happen, dissolution, that time everything dissolve and get into the Mahavishnu, body of the Mahavishnu. Then again, Lord give the glance, open the glance, then that time all the living entities, whatever their mode, when they, based on the last, whatever they thought, based on that, they will get the next body and they will come into the existence of this material world. So this is the way the material world is manifested and stay for some time and it is getting dissolved. So the living entities also taking birth and stay for some time. So there's here there are 6 different phases the living entity is gone through. So first is the living entity is taking birth, and it is growing, and it is prepared, it is creating the byproduct. Any living entities, if you take, it will come, who is coming into the material, existence in the material world, who exists in the material world, they will go through this 6 process: take birth, grow, create byproducts, become old, get disease, and die. So these are the 6 different phases of the living entities it will go through who are born in this material world. There is no change in that. So nobody can live forever, and nobody can stay even a minute, even a second without the blessings of the Lord. So the Lord always and stay in this. So Lord is there in we saw the Lord is there in the 3 kind of forms. The Lord is there as a Bhagavan, who is there in his own abode as a supreme Lord, and Lord is there all pervading in the impersonal way. Is everywhere he is there, and Lord is there in the personal form as a super soul in our heart. So the Jiva Goswami, Jiva Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis. He was saying that the person who wanted to get out of this material world, he need to follow the devotional service. Devotional service in the sense, just get into the, okay, I will take care of only the Archa Vigraha in the temple or in the deity room. I will take care of them nicely. I will clean them. I will take care of, I will do the puja regularly. In that way, I will attain. If you think that kind of liberation, it cannot be fruitful. That's what Jiva Goswami is saying. Because because Lord is staying everywhere, and Lord is staying particularly on all the living entities, the heart of all the living entities of the Paramatma. So the person who is coming into the existence of this material world, they have to give the respect to each and every living entities. So the person who is the learned person, he will see all the living entities as the temple of the Lord, because Lord is there as Paramatma, sitting inside of all the living entities' heart. So whichever living entities we are seeing, we should worship them. We should give the respect. How you are respecting in front of the deities in the temple, the similar way we need to give the respect. So in that way, we can connect with the Lord, we can please the Lord. And they will only respect only, I will only respect the Lord who is there in the temple. If you are having the conception that Lord is there only inside of temple, outside whatever I can do, it is the foolish mentality. So currently the people are thinking in that way. Lord is there only in the temple. Outside he is not there. Some people, they will say they will eat non-vegetarian, and they'll say, okay, today I took non-vegetarian, so I won't enter the temple. So they know taking non-vegetarian, eating non-vegetarian is a sin. So because of that, I should not go in front of the Lord. But they are thinking foolishly. They are thinking that Lord is there only in the temple. So if I get into the temple, then only he'll come to know I eat non-veg. Outside, I can do anything, whatever I want to do. So this is the foolish thinking, and they are covered by the illusionary energy of the Lord, that is maya. Because of their own sense gratification, they wanted to do the sense gratification. They wanted to enjoy that. Because of that, Lord approved that, and through the maya shakti. So, but the person who really wanted to liberate from this material world, they won't get into all this illusion. They will clearly know that what is the goal of our life. See, if you ask the materialistic person, what is your goal of life? If you ask some who are not aware of the Lord, they will say that, if it's a young boy, he will say that I need to complete my college degree, I need to study the professional degree, then that I need to get a good job. That is my target. That is my goal. If you ask the person who is in the good job, their target is, okay, I got a good job now, I want to get married. So that is my next goal. So then if you ask the person who married, his next goal is, I want to beget nice children. That is his next goal. So after begetting the nice children, I need to grow them up, and I need to get them married. That is the next goal. So after get them married, what is your next goal? Okay, I become old now. I need to retire from my life. That's all. After that, I'm going to die. That's all. So this is the cycle of materialistic people. They will take birth and they will grow, and they will produce byproducts, and they will get old age, and they will get disease, and they will die. This all the 6 stages. People are thinking this is the way we have to live, because they are seeing the in front of our us, the people are living in that way. There are so many varieties we are seeing. Some old people also we are seeing, some newborn also we are seeing. All the categories of human we are seeing in front of life, in front of us. So that we are ourselves, we understood that this is the way of life we have to live. So that way we have the multiple goals in our life, and multiple way we are getting exploited in this material world. But when the person really wanted to understand what is the purpose of life, then Lord giving him the chance, like giving the Bhagavad Gita and giving the Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he is getting into the path of self-realization. Once he understands the self-realization that he's a soul and he's eternal and he's a servant of the Lord, then he will connect with the Lord. Then he can get the knowledge from these scriptures and understand that what is the relationship between God and ourselves, and how to get out of this material world. Then he will work on that. The target will be set finally, that getting out of this material world is my target. Even if we won't get into the scriptures in the early age of life, in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, in the schooling age itself, then only their target, that time itself, they can set the target that my target is live in this material world and get the God realization and get out of this material world. That is the topmost target I need to follow. That they can understand. So because of we don't have the knowledge of the scriptures, what we are doing, we are setting up the target for according to our materialistic way of understanding, materialistic way of seeing the things. So our mind is also fully engrossed with the material thing. We are unable to think beyond the material way of life. So we are thinking that when we take the birth, our life is starting. When is death, our life is getting over. But the actual reality is, we are never going to die in this material world. There is no death for the soul. The soul is always eternal, but it is going to take another birth, another birth, another birth, because of our uncontrollable desire. So to reality to this material world, because of that, we are taking the multiple birth after birth. So the individual person will think that how can I stop this birth after birth, and how can I, because millions of birth we took, and millions of times we enjoyed, or we cried, we suffered in this material world, but still every new birth we forget the old things, because that is the potency of the Lord. He made us forget, because our mentality of enjoying material propensity is not clear. So Lord gave that power to forget the things previous births. So you and me, not exception from that. Because of our enjoying propensity, we came till now in this material. We are still in this material world, but because of the causeless mercy of the Lord, we are all able to get into touch with the devotees of the Lord. So because of the devotees' mercy, we are able to discuss about the Lord. We are able to follow the rules and regulation. We are able to see ourselves distinct from the common people in this material world. Common people in material world mentality and our mentality is different. Our thinking is, okay, so we have to live a meaningful life. This life is very rare. The human form of life is very rare, and I have to take this as an opportunity and get out of this birth and death cycle. That is the understanding of ours. But other people, they are still in that. Okay, I got the human birth. Let me exploit this material nature. Let me enjoy as much as I can. Even a beggar who is staying in the road, he is also trying to enjoy this material world. And who is there in the bungalow, big bungalow, that person also wanted to enjoy this material world. Not only human being, animals also there in the propensity. Because animals' propensity, there is an exception there, because they have only the 5 senses and 6th sense. They can't think about the Lord. They can't think about beyond this eating, mating, defending. Eating, mating, defending, and sleeping. But human being can think. So the intelligence provided by the Lord to think that how can I get out of this material world? And but the people what currently doing, see in the 9.11, Krishna himself is saying 5,000 years back, Krishna himself is, when he was there, then he was saying, what he was saying, that avajananti mamuda manushim tanum ashritam param bhavam ajnanto amabhuta maheshwaram. He's saying that fools deride me when I discern in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as a supreme Lord of all that be. So people are deriding Krishna. When he is Krishna appeared in this material world, still till now people are making fun of him. So he's the supreme Lord. He came over here to to give the knowledge to this people who are drowning in this material world. So he wanted to safeguard the human being. So for that reason he came over here. But what we are doing, we are like for example, if one of the scorpion, it is struggling in the water. Immediately, one of the sage is taking bath in the river, and he saw that the scorpion was getting into the water. He is struggling. So what he did immediately, he gave his hand and he rescued that scorpion. Immediately, the scorpion, what he did? What is the quality of the scorpion? It will bite. So it bite the sage. Then again, he bite immediately. So the sage left the scorpion again in the water. But the sage mentality is he wanted to rescue the scorpion. But again and again he trying, and he finally removed the scorpion and he put it under in the land side. So scorpion escaped from the water. So similar way, we are all struggling in this material world. Birth after birth, birth after birth, birth after birth, like a scorpion, how it is struggling, it is that are struggling in the water. We are also struggling, but we are thinking that we are enjoying over here. And when Lord came over here to rescue us from this material world, the motion of samsara sagara, this world is called samsara sagara. When Lord came over here, appears mercifully, he gave the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, understand and come back to me. This is the way Lord gave it to the mercifully. He came and he gave all those things to us. But we are reluctant to do all those, follow the rules and regulations, what Lord is giving to us. And we wanted to enjoy this material world as we want. But the previous sloka we saw, Krishna is saying that this material world running under my direction. So whatever our direction we are thinking, even though Lord giving the minute independence to us, we are using that minute independence and we are trying to lord it over this material world. But the real religion person will understand that I am not born here to get into all these problems. My only goal is get out of this material world. And that they will focus on that only. So even though the gross materialist, if they are able to focus on the Lord's virāṭ rupa, that's what Sukadeva Goswami is saying in this sloka. There is nothing beyond this material world. People are trying to understand the material world, what is there in the Mars, what is there in the sun, what is there in the moon, and now they are finding where is the water in the other planets, water is there or not, because there is a scarcity of water in this material, in this earth. Even though this earth is covered with 70% of the water, still there is a scarcity. So people unable to say only 4% of the water is a pure water. Pure water is which is we are able to consume. But remaining water, in that 70% of the water covered in this earth, only 4% is the pure water which we are able to consume. Remaining water are salty waters or unconsumable water. But people, the 4% only, the entire human race, entire animals, entire plants, everybody living with this 4% of the water only. So remaining 96% of the water, still it is remaining in this material world, but we don't know how to utilize them. That is the reason we are trying to find the pure water in the other planetary system. So this is the foolish way we are getting into the material thing only. We are stuck with the material understanding. We are unable to think beyond this material. Eating, mating, defending, sleeping. Beyond that, we are unable to think. So that is the reason all the human race, we are getting into the problem in this material world. All the chaos is happening in this material world because of our material conception of our life. So when our mind focus on the Supreme Lord and really work for the liberation, automatically we can get out of this material understanding, and Lord will give the intelligence to how to come to Him. Yes, in Bhagavad Gita 10.10, Lord is saying that tesam satatha yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yogam semam. So Krishna, sorry. So in 10.10, this is this is important, one of the important sloka. So here Krishna is saying that tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantiti. So he's saying that to those who are constantly devoted to serve me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So our only work, clearly, it is the clear statement. Directly, he is saying, Krishna is saying that constantly devote to me and serve me with love. That is the only thing you can, I will give the understanding by which they can come to me. So this is the direct statement. There is no indirect way. He is saying that you need to come to me. That is your goal of life. Or further, you need to do the devotion in this material world. When we are in this material world, you want to do the devotion and serve with love. That's all. This is the two thing is giving to me. Assignment giving to us. But all the materialistic people, what they are doing, we are not, somebody ignoring. After reading this also, somebody ignoring. And many of the people are they're not aware of this, and they don't have faith on the Lord. There are so many varieties here. So because of that, we are all struggling in this material world. So the intelligent person who understands these words, who has the belief or who have the faith on this Lord's words, promisely they will get into the path of liberation, and they will get the path of spirituality, and Lord is giving the assurance here. I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So Lord is giving the assurance, but Lord is saying means you won't bluff like a human being. So we will say always some lies to others, because our mentality is like that. But Lord won't say any lie, because whatever he is saying, it is 100% truth. So here Lord is saying that I give the understanding by which they can come to me. That means he will give the understanding. So we should have the faith on his words. Our only work is to devote our life to the Supreme Lord and constantly serve him with love. That is the only thing, only mean we can get out of this material world and we can go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Vrindaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.